warm welcome to The World Today. I'm Amarachi Ubani. Here's what's coming up on the program. On Nigeria's Independence Day, President Bola Tinubu says the worst is now over. The future remains brighter ahead. Nigerians around the world have high expectations of the country. They express their hopes to our correspondents. Plus, the U.S. government shuts down as lawmakers fail to reach an agreement on the funding bill. Let's begin The World Today. I'll begin by saying a happy Independence Day, Nigeria. It is the country's national day today. Citizens are celebrating around the world. Here in the country, though, President Bola Tinubu this morning addressed the nation in a special wide broadcast. He said that with the economic reforms embarked on by his administration, the worst is now over. He reflected on progress made over the past years and the steps his administration has taken to set the country on a path to sustainable growth development. Beyond the economy, he spoke about national security, infrastructure development, and youth empowerment.
In his nationwide broadcast, the president highlighted economic reforms, including fuel subsidy removal, forex unification, and fiscal discipline as catalysts of growth.
I'm pleased to report that we have finally turned the corner. The worst is over, I say. Under our leadership, our economy is recovering fast, and the reforms we started over 2 years ago are delivering tangible results. In resetting our country for sustainable growth, we ended the corrupt fuel subsidy and multiple foreign exchange rates that created massive incentive for a rentier economy. We have a stronger foreign reserve position today than 3 years ago. Our external reserves increased to 42.03 billion this September, the highest since 2019.
President Tinubu praised the military for their sacrifices, noting progress in the fight against terrorism and banditry.
On security, we are working diligently to enhance national security, ensuring our economic experiences improved growth and performance. Peace has returned to hundreds of our liberated communities in the northwest and northeast, and thousands of our people have returned safely to their homes.
The president also outlined his government's investment in nationwide infrastructure, from highways to rail lines.
The administration is expanding transport infrastructure across the country, covering rail, road, airports, seaports. Rail and water transport grew by over 40% and 27% respectively.
Turning to young Nigerians, President Tinubu pledged continued support through credit schemes, loans, and creative sector programs.
I have a message for you, you young people. You are the future and the greatest asset of this blessed country. You must continue to dream big, innovate, and conquer more territories in your various fields of science, technology, sport, and art and creative sector. Our administration, through policies and funding, will continue to give you wings to fly sky high. We created NEL Fund to support students with loans for their educational pursuits.
President Tinubu ended with a message of hope, urging Nigerians to embrace productivity and unity as the country charts a new course.
This is a message of hope, fellow Nigerians. I've always candidly acknowledged that this reform have come with some temporary pains. The biting effects of inflation and the rising cost of living remains a significant concern to our government. However, the alternative of allowing our country to descend into economic chaos or bankruptcy was not an option. Our macroeconomic progress has proven that our sacrifices have not been in vain. Together, we are laying a new foundation cast in concrete, not on quicksand. Finally, let all hands be on deck. Let us believe once more in the boundless potential of our great nation. With Almighty God on our side, I can assure you that the dawn of a new, prosperous, self-reliant is here in Nigeria.
Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu. Staying with the celebrations in the country, Nigerians in South Africa, beg your pardon, those outside the country in the diaspora, do have high hopes for the country's future. Some even celebrated ahead of October 1st in SA. Our correspondent, Innocent Samosa, felt the pulse of Nigerians in the country on their view of this year's Independence Day and their expectations going forward.
Nigeria turned 65 years since independence this October. While official ceremonies are being planned across the state, for Nigerians, the day serves as more than just a celebration. It is, of course, a moment of reflection. Nigerians living in South Africa are sharing their thoughts on this year's Independence Day and their expectations from leaders in the years ahead. In Pretoria, I sat down with Nigeria's ambassador to South Africa, Alexandra Timitope Ajayi. I began our conversation by asking him, looking back since independence, has Nigeria lived up to its potential?
Efforts have been going on over the years through successive administrations to see that they contribute their own quota to the promised land that we promised ourselves. For now, I can mention that even in terms of political progress in Nigeria, there was a time when we were having challenges of military incursion into politics. But for the last 26 to 27 years now, we've stabilized. Democracy have thrived tremendously in Nigeria. And that is something that we feel very proud of.
The ambassador also took a moment to reflect on Nigeria's success stories.
We've come a long way, that's one thing. And of course, like every other countries all over the world, Nigeria have had its own challenges over the last 65 years. And we've also had our success stories. In terms of when we look at where we were in 1960, compared to where we are today, you will see that it's massive improvement in social infrastructure, in terms of educational development, in terms of economic progress and growth that we have built over the years.
At the Heritage Celebration at the University of Johannesburg, Nigerian students dazzled the crowd with their outstanding performance. I asked the students if they still feel a sense of pride and unity when Oktoberfest comes.
I think I have to answer with mixed feelings. In one part, I have to be proud of Nigeria. And saying I'm proud of Nigeria, I'm not proud of Nigeria as the country. I'm proud of the people, of the Nigerians, because we have wonderful Nigerians everywhere. And thank God for some Nigerians have gone ahead of us, and that's why some of us can thrive in a country like this. But when you think of Nigeria and what is happening in Nigeria, especially in light of what is happening in this place where we live, you want to think about how did we go wrong in Nigeria.
And these are the key issues they expect the government to prioritize.
Typically, for a 65-year-old man or a person, you would expect some form of maturity, achievement, innovations, and all of that. And that's what we are asking our leaders to do. Let's make us a country that is that has achieved. We want to see our achievement. We want to see corruption gone. We don't want corruption in our country. We want our youth empowered. We want a country where we can go to bed in peace and not be afraid that there's banditry or there's some kidnapping.
As we celebrate the 65 years of Nigerians' existence or Nigerians' independence, all we want from the leaders is good governance. We want good governance. You know, the youths that are loitering about or the graduates, just to give them employment, you know, and let them be intentional, you know, in the things and the affairs of Nigeria.
One thing I would love the government to do is they should focus more on the transparency of the local economy. We have seen a lot of macroeconomic indicators showing positive signs, but the reality is not yet there.
Even local residents took a moment to wish Nigeria a happy Independence Day.
My message to Nigerians, firstly, as a South African, I support Ubuntu. A person is a person through other people. So please, let us unite. A Nigerian brother of mine just mentioned to me what it is to say unity in Igbo, and that is Ofu. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Personally, I love Nigeria. I know apacha food, apacha, egu soup, stuff like that. And I would just like to wish you a happy Independence Day from the Tonga tribe.
For Nigerians in South Africa, the day is not only about honoring the past, but also about looking ahead with hope, pride, and clear expectations for the future. From Johannesburg, South Africa, Innocent Samos, Channels Television News.
Let's go to the Northern Hemisphere now. There are 700,000 Nigerians living in the United States who have become a part of the fabric of American culture. The Nigerian community has created a large footprint in all sectors of American businesses and celebrates traditional Nigerian holidays such as the Independence Day in the United States. Our correspondent Maria Bird has more.
Nigerians in the diaspora are looking forward to Independence Day on October the 1st, as it is clear that restaurants like this one will be filled with people and having lots of great food.
October 1 is our Independence Day, and we're really excited and looking forward to opening our doors to our numerous customers. And we're also having a 10% discount to everyone that comes around. So we're excited, the staff, we're excited, and we're prepared.
Well, Independence Day is filled with celebration and many festivities for Nigerians in the U.S. It's also a time of great reflection on the past and forward thinking about the future.
We look forward to being part of this maturity and the realization of Nigeria's potential and its responsibilities.
Nigerians in the U.S. believe that the country is a mature nation as it has reached the milestone of more than 6.5 decades of independence. And millions of Nigerians are now residing in countries all across the world.
Nigeria has a lot of talented people abroad, as you say, in the US, in Europe, you go around. In fact, over 5,000 Nigerian doctors are practicing in the US right now. Over 7,000 Nigerian doctors are registered to practice in the UK, And when I mean Nigerian trained doctors are practicing abroad. The government has not put infrastructures in place to retain its brain power. Some of the best doctors in the world are Nigerians. So infrastructure is lacking, number one. Number two is that government continues to take loans and invest in something that is not helping the country. And thirdly, in fact, this one is even more important. Nigerians need to wake up. Nigerians themselves and realize that the government is working for the people. I see the theme for this year's independence is all hands are on deck. Democracy is a government of the people, for the people, by the people. How did we come to this point, and how can we redeem ourselves? That is the challenge.
While Nigerians in the diaspora have clear priorities of focus for the government, opportunities for youth, the largest segment of the population, was a key area of interest.
The question is, what have we to show for those 65 years? Over 60% of Nigerians alive today, actually much more percentage, were not even alive when we had independence.
Kids who are really very internet savvy, we could literally compete with California because the kind of work that our young people will do will be amazing. So I think getting power right, getting broadband available will not only decrease youth unemployment, but it also will help with the security, because employed youth are less likely to go into violence and crime.
There are many celebrations in the United States for Nigeria's Independence Day, but there's also a call to action for what they hope the Nigerian government will move forward on. It is clear that areas like electricity, youth employment, and opportunities are at the core and heart of many Nigerians. From Washington, Maria Bird, Channel Television News.
Well, still ahead on the program. Nigeria and China share the same national day. The Chinese consulate in Lagos marks bilateral ties between the two. Stay with us. China is always seeking opportunities to highlight its relationship with Nigeria and uses the National Day to highlight cordial bilateral relations. It happened again ahead of October 1st, when Nigeria marks her 65th Independence Day and China her National Day. The celebrations happened here in Lagos. For 2 days, the Chinese community in Lagos and the Chinese consulate celebrated partnerships and close ties with Nigeria. Day 1 was attended by the Consul General Yan Yuqin, some Nigerian officials, and members of the Chinese community in Lagos. China remains one of Nigeria's topmost trading partners, with a high volume of imports valued at over $90 million as of last year. Consul General Yan Yuqin welcomes the guests in Mandarin and in English.
May the friendship between China and Nigeria endure forever. Wish you all a joyous National Day, Independence Day, and happy Mid-Autumn Festival.
The event also celebrates nearly 60 years of diplomatic relations between Nigeria and China, and the Mid-Autumn Festival, usually celebrated in China. Relations that are reflected not only at government level but metamorphosed into the Chinese community in Nigeria is growing, as attributed by Dr. Eric Ni, the chairman, China Industrial and Commercial Enterprise Association, who's been in the country for more than 20 years.
We are very appreciative for Nigeria family. So far, we are Chinese community in Nigeria. Nigeria also our own like a second home. We really appreciate to you people, support us, help us. We are working together.
To our Chinese friends, we say thank you for your friendship. To my fellow Nigerians, let us embrace the opportunity that our partnership with China presents, while remaining proud of our heritage and values.
There's also the rich display of Chinese culture portrayed by Nigerian and Chinese citizens. Celebrations continue the next day with the Lagos State Deputy Governor, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on China-Nigeria Parliamentary Relations, Honorable Jafaru Yakubu, members of the Diplomatic Corps, and other invited guests present. Once again, the Chinese Consul General, Yan Yuqin, welcomes them in her opening remarks, in which she identified with Nigeria by recalling her Nigerian names.
I have a long, beautiful Nigerian name. You can call me Ayo, Uchi, Fatima, Adesua, Oiza.
She extolled China's economic expansions and technologies, which she says have been of great benefit to the world.
Our GDP grew by 5.3% year-on-year, where the total value of trade in goods reached a record high for the same period, rising by 2.9%. Overall, China's economy is steady recovery and with high-quality development advancing. Abundant achievements in scientific and technological innovation.
Regarding China-Nigeria relations, she said over the last 54 years, China and Nigeria have consistently supported each other.
China and Nigeria have achieved fruitful results. In 2024, our bilateral trade reached $21.89 billion, with China's imports from Nigeria totaling $2.99 billion, increased 25.8% year-on-year.
In Lagos, we hold our long-standing relationship with China in high regard. Over the years, Lagos State government has enjoyed successful collaboration with Chinese institutions, companies, and investors across vital sectors like infrastructure development, manufacturing, technology, and trade. These partnerships have played a crucial role in our vision of creating a greater Lagos that is productive, resilient, and competitive on a global scale.
As is the practice every year, the Chinese consulate and the Chinese community give special recognition to individuals who have distinguished themselves in various aspects. Donations are also given to various philanthropic endeavor. Amarachi Ubani, Channels Television News. And as we have the program, the U.S. government is shut down after senators failed to agree on a last-minute funding bill. This federal shutdown was triggered because Congress did not pass a continuing resolution, a stopgap funding bill needed when regular spending bills are not completed in time. The vote in the Senate reached 53 to 60, needed to pass. The shutdown will not be resolved until Congress passes a funding bill. In the meantime, thousands of federal employees face unpaid leave, but some essential workers still on the job face losing out on pay. Some of them say things are bad enough with their pay already cut. House Speaker Mike Johnson has been quick to blame Democrats, saying the shutdown was avoidable. Ahead of the shutdown, President Trump warned that vast numbers of people could be irreversibly laid off. That's the world today. Thanks for watching. I'm Amarachi Ubani. Happy Independence Day, Nigeria.